All right, we're 7 o'clock, ready to get underway? 7 o'clock, ready to get underway? I guess. Thank you, thank you. All right, well, can you hear me all right back there? Yep, all right, thank you. Cool, well, welcome to our October 2019 club meeting. Midwest Jeepthing meeting here. I've had September in my notes. I almost said September. For those of you who don't know, we'll do some quick introductions. My name's Sammy Davis. I'm the president of the club for this year. On the boards, although we mainly are on Facebook nowadays, but if you're on the boards, you'll see that I go by Solicit because I've been in sales for 20 plus years, so that's my CB handle. What I'm going to do in just a moment is I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic off to the rest of the board. They're going to do or introduce themselves as well. They're going to tell you their name, their CB handle, and also what they drive. And oh, forgot to mention that we have in our family a 2008 JK two-door that goes by the name of Black Valentine Remix. It's not Rumblebee, and then my wife drives, or actually it's in pieces, but she will drive sometime next year a 95 YJ. All right, cool. I'm going to let Robbie introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Robbie McDonald. I'm this year's vice president. I drive a 2012 JKU, and I still do not have a CB handle.
I'm Tanya Kwiatkowski. I'm the treasurer this year, and I go by Ingenette, but I don't think anyone calls me that.
My name is Randy. I'm the director of trails. I've got a 2015 Grand Cherokee SRT and a 16 JKR.
Tim Watchering, club secretary. I have a 2014 JKUR.
And I'm hiding back here. I'm Dave Cooley, Jeep stock. I drive a 2013 JKU.
And I'm Colin Wright. I'm your Director of Public Relations, and I drive a 13 Rubicon named Dirty Paws. Some of you probably heard of it. And a 17 Cherokee Trailhawk named Scooty Puff Jr.
I'm TJ Schilling. I am the Director of Events. I drive a 2007 JK, and on the forums I just go by Schilling.
Good deal, thank you. Probably noticed a gentleman that's always up here. I don't know if he ever misses a meeting. Mike Raspberry, he was our webmaster. He is somewhere over the Pacific on his way to, or did he land yet? He's landed, so he's in Japan. He's moved there for 2 years, working for Boeing. So, yeah, we're out of webmaster, but he's done a fantastic job. He's taken our Air 500 harassment in great stride, and we have a great website, a result of his hard work and a few others that have helped him along the way. So we're definitely going to miss Mike Raspberry. And then you also notice that Rich Wright's not up here. Rich Wright is our director of vendor relations. He's actually traveling on business out in California, so he can't make it to this particular meeting. And I think that's everybody, right? Yeah, I think that covers everybody. Remember to spread the word about the meetings. We'd love to get a lot of folks here. You don't have to be a member to come to a meeting. You don't even really have to be that involved. We just would love for people to come and check us out. And a meeting is an opportunity to get in here and hang out with you guys, see all our Jeeps outside, and have some conversation and keep that interest in our hobby alive. So as you talk to people who are interested in Jeeps, maybe they just bought a Jeep, whatever, encourage them to come to a meeting. Sometimes it can be a little intimidating, thinking, well, man, it's a club meeting. Do I have any place there? Absolutely you do. Come here. It's a great way to learn about us. Some sponsor information. Can I make the announcement? Sure. Is that that wasn't a very confident sure. Do you want to make it? No, please. Tanya wants to make this announcement. Who wants Tanya to make this announcement? Would you like to? Yeah, please. You're going to kick my ass.
So, well, maybe we'll save that to last. Maybe we should go through all the sponsors first. Are there any other sponsors in the house? I see Tony. Tony, you want to talk a little bit about what you do?
My name is Tony, and I am a photographer, videographer. And so, like this year, we did the Jeep stock video for 2019, and that's coming up. It'll be done probably within a week, and then the board will kind of distribute it however they want. But if you need family photos, it is the time of the year for that. Wedding, videography, photos, all that. I do all of the kind of stuff. I even took pictures of her husband's car, and man, it's a beautiful car. So, yes. Maybe. So anyways, yeah, if you need anything, and obviously there's a little bit of club discount since I'm a sponsor. So just come talk to me.
And I'd be happy to share those photos with you if anyone wants to come see them because they turned out beautiful. It was a nice job. Anybody else that I'm missing? Okay. Well, the big announcement that I'd like to make, is this going to reach all the way out to here? Yeah. Okay. I'd like to introduce our new Platinum Plus sponsor, Hellbent. Yep. So the reason why I'm so excited is they were responsible for my Jeep build. For anyone that has seen my Jeep, they did an impeccable job. Picked it up on Wednesday and had it out on the trailer, headed out to Sand Hollow, where it performed beautifully. So I'm really excited to announce them as a club sponsor. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? We got Tommy and Billy here. So, oh, he's going to talk? Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm Tommy, owner of Hellbent. We're a Jeep shop in the Chesterfield Valley, and we're the new sponsor, and we're happy to be here.
Why don't you say a little bit about what you guys do? Go ahead. What? It's your shop. So yeah, they're available for all your Jeep builds. They do some custom work. They'll do cages. They're right out in Chesterfield off of Edison Road in Chesterfield. So welcome. We're happy to have you guys.
Tanya said I suck. That was the last one. That's awesome. At any rate, well, thanks a lot, Hellbent, for coming on board as a platinum sponsor. Greatly appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you guys out on the trail. And everybody, great shop. Be loyal to them. They've done an awesome job on Tanya's rig. We weren't out in Sand Hollow to see it perform, but we've seen it perform at other parks after that. And what a build. So pretty awesome. Is your Jeep here today? Oh, so if you want to see their work, the Jeep is outside. So you're well played, Tanya. Well played. All right. Sign-up sheet that's been going around. Anyone not put their name on the sign-up sheet? Raise your hand. Lucky, you killed it, man. Yeah, that's what you do. You're the sign-up sheet master. There is a prize at the end of the meeting. So if you want to have an opportunity at winning that prize, you need to make sure that your name is on that sign-up sheet. So please let us know if you have not put your name on the sign-up sheet. Let's see here. I guess we should just dive right in. What do you think? Because we have a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. On August 26th, the meeting minutes were posted by your secretary, Tim Watching. The August 26th meeting minutes were posted on September 9th by your secretary, Tim Watching. Are there any corrections to those minutes? Has anybody read those minutes? Sweet. Adds a lot of value to your position, doesn't it? All right. So with that said, if there are no corrections, those minutes are approved. So now we just dive into discussions by each of us on the board here. I'll start off. So not a whole lot with regard to an update from me, other than board nominations are next month for 2020. So November is an important meeting, especially if you want to have a say in who's going to be on the board for 2020 for our club. I'm not going to be on the board for 2020, so that just as an FYI to you guys. So with that said, make sure you come to the November meeting. And if you have any interest in being on the board, or you'd simply like to learn more about what it means to be on the board, or even if it's just to help the board, I mean, each and every one of us have on the board have various needs throughout the year, whether it's assistance with TJ in leading an event, or being a trail guide or tail gunner for Randy as with the director of trails, or Cooley and helping with Jeep stock. Tim is secretary. He always has 20 balls in the air. I'm sure he'd love to have an extra hand, whoever the secretary is next year. So there's always opportunity to help, even if you don't want to serve on the board. If you're just looking to say, hey, I want to help a little bit, I have a little spare time, come see any one of us. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about it, or shoot us a note. We'd love to talk to you about that. We've already covered, but a big thanks to our Platinum sponsors. Platinum means that they're writing us a check for $1,000 to promote themselves within our club and leverage our Jeep community and our Jeep family to help promote their brand and not only promote their brand, but to help our hobby stay alive, right? So make sure that we're loyal to these Platinum sponsors. You can go to our website at MidwestJeepthing.com. You can see who those Platinum sponsors are. There's also other level sponsors as well. These people are investing not only their cash, but their time. I mean, you see Tony, he's here. I don't remember the last time he's missed a meeting. So these people are engaged in our club, so let's try to be loyal to them. And I really did mean it about Friday after Thanksgiving, so hopefully you're not traveling. You know why? I saw those pictures. Holy smokes. Those were awesome. So at any rate, so that's enough about my spiel. The VP is going to talk to us a little bit about swag.
Not a whole lot to report. We have an online swag store. It's Send It Off Road. If you go to their website and click on our club logo, it'll take you to our online store with all our shirts and stuff for sale. They are still extremely busy. I'm not sure who has ordered anything recently, but if it's taken a few weeks, it's just because they are that busy. They have multiple stores that they fulfill orders for. And that's about it. Go check them out and buy some of our shirts.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at my wife when he handed the mic to me. Cool. So, yeah, make sure you get to our website and order some swag. Who has ordered swag off the website? Anybody? Got a handful. Make sure you get up there and check it out. There's some good swag that they've put together for us. And how's the ladies' wear coming along? Oh, man. You want me to hold them back so you can escape after the meeting? Because they might want to put a whooping on you outside. All right, so Tanya's going to talk to us about our treasurer's report.
So the big news is Jeep stock, which I'm going to cover in a sec, but go through some of my normal report. With cash, we have $453, and that stems from some memberships and sale of some stickers, which seems to be pretty popular these days, the club stickers. With our BMO Harris account, our September balance, which is through September 17th, was $15,455, and as you can imagine, the reason why that was depleted so much was because of Jeep stock, paying for our bills that we have with S'more and Up in Smoke and several other expenses that we've incurred. I reconciled the balance for the end of September, which basically means any pending expenses and pending deposits that are forthcoming, and we're back right up to $20,717. So I think that's pretty impressive, considering that is all of Jeep stock paid for. And on one of the expenses we incurred was the Hot Dogs with Heroes. Someone's going to talk about that later. We raised $1,679 between the Jeep show, the waters that we sold. People were paying, $10 for a bottle of water, so very generous. And then for our PayPal account with the end of September was $7,481. So the budget, or our bank account is pretty healthy. With regard to Jeep stock, our gross ticket sales was $45,000. In years past, for Jeep stock 2018, just to give you some comparison, it was $36,600 a year ago, and then 2 years from that, it was roughly about the same, with $36,000. So greatly increased because of the larger ticket sales that we were allowed for the park. Our raffle ticket sales that we had Saturday night brought in nearly $8,000, so that's pretty impressive. So our total income was just under $54,000 with a couple of other things that I did not talk about. The main thing I want to talk about is our Camp Hope that we received, the 50/50. We raised $1,420 for Camp Hope. The BOD, we decided that any sticker sales and T-shirt sales that were done at Jeep stock, we were going to go ahead and donate those to Camp Hope. So that amounted to just shy of $250. And Sharon King, she paid for that, what do you call it? The ticket mixer-upper, and she donated her the funds for that, not requiring a reimbursement. And then we reimburse our trail guides and our tail gunners for volunteering their time to take people out on the trails for the whole event. So we are giving back their wheeling fees up to 2 days. So there were several people that donated their wheeling fees back to the club and, in essence, to Camp Hope. So our total donation amounted to $1,843. And what I would like to motion is that we, as a club, match that amount, $1,843, which would give us a total donation to Camp Hope of $3,686. Thank you. Don't leave me hanging here, man. So I guess, do I say all in favor? Is that what I do now? Okay. All in favor for matching that? Aye, great. Anyone opposed? Great, thank you. So with that, yeah, that's great. So with that, I knew you guys were going to do that. I knew that. So our net profit after our club match from Jeepstock is still $1,355. So not quite break even, but pretty damn good. So yeah, that's impeccable. So it's just a tribute to what a great event it is. So nice job.
Cool, yeah, and for those who are not familiar with Jeepstock, and especially that last comment about the money there, we try to get Jeepstock as close to break even as possible. And in years past, I think Dave will talk to this probably in a little bit, but plus or minus $500 was kind of our bogey. Dave was able to secure a lot more ticket sales for us this year in working with the landowner, so that bumped the budget quite a bit, as you heard from Tanya, about $9,000 or $8,000 or $9,000 bump. So when it's all said and done, less than $1,500 from zero. I think we killed it. And again, Dave did an awesome job of leading Jeepstock and making sure that budget stayed on track. So thank you, Dave. So something that yeah, absolutely. And Susan too deserves some credit back there. Susan. All right, but we're gonna let Mr. Jeepstock talk in just a little while here. He's got a lot more to share with regard to follow up, I guess, and a review. Something I forgot to do. Who here? This is your first meeting. This is your very first Midwest Jeepthing meeting. Oh wow, look at that. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. What do they do next? Stand up. There we go. You got to stand up. Some people just gave me some ugly looks, man. I tell you. All right. So here's what we need you to do. I'm going to walk the mic to you. Well, you're close and convenient. And you just tell us, please, what your name is, what you're driving if you have a Jeep, and tell us how you heard about us, please.
Sure. Hi, I'm Chris Arft. I have a 2017 JKU. I think I heard about you all just through the internet. Tommy's gonna build my Jeep. We've already been talking about it, so they got a great. They're a great shop. So I'll promote you guys.
Thank you and welcome. There you go, sir. Hey, how you doing?
Hey guys, Andy. I got a 2018 WK2 Trailhawk and a 2020 Gladiator. Been following the group for about a year and a half now. Just Jeepstock was the first event I made, and finally made it out to a meeting.
I'm Jackson. You can call me Jay. I'm driving a 95 YJ, and I have to leave in about a minute here to be on an ambulance in the city in about 20 minutes. So. I heard about it from Tom and Laura.
My name is Laura Niehoff, and my husband Tom has a 17 JKUR. And we drug Jay here, and I canceled my child's Girl Scout meeting so I could come here to do this.
My name's Charlotte, and I don't have a Jeep, but I ride with him all the time. So.
My name's Scott. Got a 2016 JKU.
My name is Steve Nelson. I have a 2017 JKU, I guess, holding out for the Gladiator so the JK will stay stock until I get the Gladiator.
All right, did I miss anybody? Hellbent? Oh, there was some guys who didn't introduce themselves. No? Well, they're a new sponsor. They deserve some slack. So, all right. Well, thanks all the newbies for showing up. That's awesome. I love to see new faces here. Please keep coming back to the meetings. Sweet. All right. Who was next? Oh, I got one other thing. I have to make another motion. So we were out this past weekend with some Jeeper friends, and someone that's been a member of the club for a lot of years had suggested that we make a motion at this meeting, and I think it's a good one. I am going to motion that in years going forward, the board of directors, Jeep stock registrations will be covered so that they can focus on being the volunteers in Jeep stock. And so I'm going to make that motion that the club cover the Jeep stock, the board member Jeep stock registrations. All in favor? Any no's out there? Good deal. So we'll document that. Tim, you got it? Thank you very much. And where that comes from, we understand that the board, each of us, we volunteer at the event in various levels of involvement. All of us, though, throughout the year in preparation for are involved. Of course, Mr. Jeepstock is by far, and his much better looking better half is much more involved than the rest of us, but all of us are doing a lot to get involved in or to help that event. So we just thought it was important. It's something that if you've been around the club for a while, we've talked about this for a number of years, that at least as long as I've been around. So it's good to finally get that done. So thank you. Yes. Well, we haven't talked about that. I think what we've decided at this point is just refunding their wheeling fees, I think, at this point. So, good deal. All right. So, Tim, you're up, man.
All right, guys. So, secretary report. Last count, we were at 540 paid members. So, pretty good jump up from last time we were at. No, there's quite a few new members in the group tonight. If you guys have any questions about what a membership looks like, how to get started on it, please feel free to come see me. We talked about our sponsors. A lot of those give a pretty generous discount or do things to help out club members. And also we have several, members-only events that are still coming up this year, which I'm sure TJ will touch on here in a little bit. So if you guys have any questions about membership, need to renew, want to get started on one, need club stickers, I do have the one color stickers back too. I know those were asked about last meeting, so feel free to come see me after the meeting if you need any of that.
Sure. Means I got to change this camera. Hi. Should get really close. We'll see if that makes the final cut. We had two big events this last month that really generated a lot of social media stuff, and I just got to thank you guys for that. So the Hot Dogs with Heroes and Jeep Stock had so much material on Facebook. Somebody said it, and I don't remember who it was, that they got into Facebook and it looked like they were looking at the Midwest Jeepthing forum itself. I mean, the page itself. It was astonishing how much video and how many photos there were. And I just got to say a big thanks to everybody for putting their stuff up there after they've shot it. I know that that's maybe inconvenient if you do it like I do and you spend a ton of time, and I know Tony probably spends a ton of time, makes me look like an amateur, spending time doing that. But really, I do appreciate y'all putting the photos up and really sharing this hobby that we've got. It's amazing to see this many like-minded folks get together and just have fun and play. And it was just an amazing experience to watch that through everybody's eyes. Obviously, everybody can't be everywhere at the same time, especially at s'more. So, really appreciate that. Aside from that, I don't know that I've got a whole lot else to talk about PR-wise, but again, I appreciate the help that y'all have been giving us on flagging things in Facebook. That's always a good thing. Again, having lots of eyes is a good plus. And just keep on doing the good stuff, and keep the photos and videos coming. That's great. That's all I got. Cool. Mr. Cooley, Mr. Jeepstock. There we go.
All right, I'll take it. Let me stand up. All right, well, Jeep stock's done. Phew. All right, we're good to go. Wait for next year. So a couple things I want to touch over real quick are some summaries. Tanya had put out there a little survey, about some of the pros and cons as far as Jeep stock. And I want to highlight just a couple. One we were seeing, pretty consistently was the bathrooms. And one of the things we wanted to look at this year as far as our profit margin is as close to zero as we were going to get with that, with the additional amount of people that we had this year. Because remember, we increased it from a max cap of last year at 300 people. So I talked to Brandon and we got him to go after 375 people, which was a big difference. It was definitely a lot more people there. And but I don't want to grow it anymore. I think we're at our limit as far as the park goes, and we saw that in the survey, to where it's like, the number of people that were there, the food lines were still short. People were really pleased about that. You're always going to have those one or two out there. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm really just talking the majority here. So the bathroom lines were actually long, and for a change, it was the men's bathroom lines that were long. So, so some of the things, so what we want to do is we want to take this forward, and I'm going to work with Brandon next year if, the new president or whoever will have me. And we'll go ahead and work on getting some bathrooms out there towards the primitive camping and maybe out there towards the generator camping and stuff too. Brandon and I have also conversed too to where he's looking at building some more cabins. There's some additional cabins that were there this year. He's looking at putting some more out there in the field and another bath and shower house out there. So, which would help alleviate this too. So moving forward, it's really what we want to do is we want to promote, things like that. The pavilion, we already talked to Brandon about it. We got some results back, and it's like, there were a couple things like lighting. Well, Brandon even said that he wasn't done with that pavilion yet. So he's working on a lot of those pieces right now too. I was trying to think of anything else that really popped out. Oh, the trails. So there were several pieces of feedback about the congestion of the trails. So with 180 Jeeps out there over the weekend and 3 days of wheeling, there were only 2 or 3 spots that we really saw pieces of congestion, and that was down in Pee Wee's Crossing. And we go back and we look at, okay, where were these people supposed to be during that period of time? And we got to get some of these folks to follow their rules themselves. And we're going to push a lot of that. So some of the stuff that Randy and I actually talked about too, we went at lunch and, kind of hashed through a whole bunch of this too, is that Friday morning prior and the Saturday morning prior to the 9 o'clock show up in the field is doing like a driver's meeting. I mean, a leaders meeting at 8 o'clock. So it solves 2 things. One, it makes the leaders more aware. Another is it gets the leaders' Jeeps out there so people know where to line up. So like I said, we're taking a lot of that feedback and we're going to use it a lot for next year. And so, I gave some of the numbers here real quick. We had like 180 Jeeps out there. I'm going to round it. We had about 380 people that were sitting out there. And I think it was a good time. It worked out pretty good. The one thing we're going to do next year is we're going to prepare for rain. It hasn't rained for a couple years. It was like a dust bowl out there this past time. There's no doubt about that. So at this moment, though, I want to open it up if there's any questions about Jeep stock and stuff like that. So the question is do we assign people to groups? We've thought about that in the past, and yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. We have tried, I'm just trying to, blunt to the point. But no, we have tried that because we're finding now, it used to be more of the hards and stuff like that, but we're seeing more of the moderates and stocks really building up more and more over the years. And so that's something we got to watch out for.
But something that also happened is based on when you guys. We set those groups based on when you guys registered what level you wanted, and there was I can't remember, mild I think was what it was called, and I thought I didn't have enough trail guides for mild. We ended up with one group. He had one participant the first day, and then you had more the second day, but so it's hard to, if we try to assign ahead of time, people apparently change their mind between the time they registered and the time they lined up, so that's another problem there.
And another thing we look at too real quick is when you start out, you may start out at moderate. And it's like, oh, I can do this, no problem. And you switch to hard. You know, we see a lot of that. Or we'll see it reverse too. And it's like, whoop, this was too much for me. You know, and I'm going to step it back. And we also see that. And we saw that a lot more so this year because the trails changed. You know, there were a lot of washouts and there were a lot of spots where it's like, oh, crap. You know, it was a little bit more intense this year. So any other questions around before I go ahead and close this out? All right. Well, we look forward to next year too, 2020.
So again, thanks for all the people that were trail guides for Jeepstock. That took a lot of us to get all those people through, and I was honestly pleasantly surprised myself on how much traffic I saw out on the trails with that many Jeeps out there. So everybody that was a leader that stuck to their trail list, kudos to you for making that happen. Moving forward, we week from this Sunday we have Jeeping 101. I think I'm okay, but I might need a couple more people to be out there as either guides or tail gunners. If you guys are interested, let me know. I don't know that I can use a lot of people, but let me know if that's something you're interested in. This Sunday, they will probably go out there to moonlight and pre-run those trails so that we know there's no surprises and trim back trees and things like that, because typically the people that are new are the ones that don't want scratches on their Jeeps or something like that. So if you're interested in helping either with the event or this Sunday coming out and helping trim the trails and pre-run them to make sure there's no surprises, I would welcome your help with that. Anything else?
All right, cool. All right, cool. I had to ask a quick question there. So I'm going to just do a quick recap on the events that we just had. Is that all right, TJ? And then I'll hand the mic to you for upcoming, because TJ's got a long list of upcoming events to wrap up the year for us. So since the last meeting, we've had a few things come out, a number of things occur. August 31st was the annual Alley Springs Run. Who went on the Alley Springs Run? There's a handful of you out there. How many Jeeps ended up showing up for that? 90 Jeeps showed up to the Alley Spring Run. Yeah, all kinds of fun challenges as a result of that. But did you hear that? 1.5 miles long of Jeeps. That's crazy. So Jim Williams, or Tiger Shark, as some of you know him by, worked hard to orchestrate that. I think Cooley, you helped orchestrate it with Jim a little bit, and managing all of those Jeeps so people could enjoy the beautiful scenery in that part of our state. And it sounded like it was a fantastic time. Some really cool pictures. The annual picture of Cooley going through the water and cascading everywhere, that occurred again. You can only make the calendar so many times with that picture, though. At any rate, so that was awesome. Of course, we had Jeepstock. You heard about that. For those who are here who maybe haven't heard about Jeepstock, it is our club's premier event, and I think it's fair to say it's one of the region's premier Jeep events, where we invite, well, we had 180 Jeeps out there and nearly 400 people down at Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. I think there was, how many thousands in prizes? $15,000 in prizes or something like that Rich Wright and others worked together to accumulate to be raffled off. Of course, I think Lori won about a third of them. I don't know how that works. If you were there, that was one of the, I genuinely was frustrated. I think the fourth time I pulled her ticket out, like, oh my goodness. But at any rate, always an awesome time. Lots of prizes, great trails, and actually the day, Corey, where are you at? Oh, 2 proposals. Where were the folks? Yeah, there you are. Oh, there. Come on. They gotten. Oh, you're gonna be shy. So they actually got engaged. Corey worked with us about a month ahead of time. I'm rocking you out a little bit, buddy. At least a month ahead of time, maybe a little bit further out than that. And it was just myself and Dave Cooley that was in the know. The board, everyone else on the board legitimately did not know. Tony Mellinger knew about 2 hours before because we needed him to set up the camera and get that ready to go, get his angle. So job well done, brother. That was awesome. Cool. The Jones? Jones also got engaged out on the trail, I heard. Out in the field? All right, that was pretty cool as well. So who knew Jeepstock is a place to get engaged? So there you go. Robbie, you have hope. Alice is getting jealous. She already said yes? I don't know. All right, moving along. September 21st, we had Mike Flamian's Hot Dogs with Heroes. If you know my wife and I, it's here's the shirt. Very important event to us. We raised a ton of money. I know we shocked ourselves. We certainly shocked the event leadership there. We raised over $1,600 right there at the event, and that was because of y'all's generosity and showing up. And basically how it worked is to park your Jeep with the herd. You were a part of the Jeep show, but really it's a fundraiser. We had trophies, and there was some voting, but it's all been good fun. $20 to park your Jeep, and we raised $1,600. There was a gentleman, actually one of our platinum sponsors, who showed up and was paying $100 for everything. So it was just crazy. I think he was at $400 or $500 from. It was either $400 or $500 from one person. So anyway, thank you so much for your generosity. Hot Dogs with Heroes, they raised a total of $82,500 for that. It was awesome. Gives me chills just talking about it. So $82,500 raised for that first responder who's enduring some pretty tough lifetime right now. And then so next year, they're already talking about making it bigger and better. Our club will be a part of it next year. As I said online, and I'll say it again, thank you, Extreme Group. It's really the people there. Okay, we all love our Jeeps. I love my Jeep, but when I park next to one of their Jeeps, my Jeep looks really tiny. So it's their Jeeps that really, really draw the crowd. It's awesome to see all the Jeeps together. I can't tell you. There's multiple aerial pictures from the drone that was flying around. You can see all kinds of people taking video and pictures of the giant group of Jeeps parked together. That's super cool. But what people really love are seeing those Extreme Jeeps like parked on top of each other. So thank you. I appreciate that. Means a lot. All right, and I'm not going to cry tonight. September 28th, Skyview Drive-In. I did not attend that. TJ, did you? Colin did. Colin, did you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so this was, gosh, I don't know, the third maybe of these? Fourth, thank you. Where us and a couple other clubs here locally get together and host an event at the Skyview Drive-In over across the river. The movies were interesting. Rambo Last Blood was one of them, and yeah, and so Grampo, yeah. It may be over, it may not be. You never can tell, right? He may be dead, he may not be. I don't know. Probably not spoiling anything. It was a fun time. So I think there were probably close to 100 Jeeps there. Didn't see a lot of folks from this club, but there were a ton of folks from on that side of the river that were there. So it was really a good turnout. The only challenge was that it began to rain, and rain big that night. So I scooted out about halfway in the second film because I didn't have any doors on, didn't have the roof stuff in. So I did get rained on the way home, which was very cool, but didn't get quite the drenching that other people did. So that was also fun. So there you go. Great time if you get a chance to do that, because we'll have more of those. Man, sign up. It is a fun time.
Oh, you were there as well? Oh, wow.
I just want to say, and some of the guys in the back would probably agree, the rain that Saturday was Kurt's fault.
Kurt? Kurt's not even here. Let's blame him. Cool. All right. October 1st, last thing we did since the last meeting is we had a Jeep stock review meeting coordinated by Tanya. So Susan and Cooley were kind enough to host that meeting. So what we did was essentially, again, Jeep stock review, and then I think we can call that a little bit of a BOD meeting as well. So there we go. TJ, you want to talk about upcoming events?
All right. I want to thank everybody for all the events that they've helped with so far this year. We are rounding towards the end of the year, so I'm pretty much just going to go through the rest of the year. If anybody has any questions or wants details more in depth, let me know. So the very next thing we have coming up, actually, yeah, we'll talk about that. The very next thing is the members only run. It is the 12th. It is this coming weekend. It was a little bit of short notice. I apologize. I don't know if some of you know, I kind of got ill, so I kind of dropped the ball on that. You have to be a paid member to go to that. There are tickets for sale. You will get your money back if you show up to the event, or we will be doing a 50-50 raffle, which goes towards one of the, I think we're doing one of the off-road charities. We're basically I always get the letters mixed up on the UDWA, one of the, it's set up as a, yeah, one of those. Yeah, yeah, don't. So that'll be our members only run. So it is kind of short notice. It has been posted all year, just we didn't have a definite place set up. The next run after that will be the October 20th, which is the 101. That is really the wheeling event for new people. If you're new to wheeling and you want to learn, and you want to learn from people that know what they're doing, that is the event to go to. It is a half-a-day classroom, and then a half a day out in the trails, learning what you learn in the classroom, putting it to use. And that's good people that host that, good people that teach that, and good trail guides and stuff. So people you can really trust. And then so that's on a Sunday, and then our next thing is the trunk or treat. We're actually this year we're going to do 2 trunk or treats. It was such a fun time last year, and we heard complaints about that it was so far south for some people. We're doing one north and one south, which it's going to be South County is doing the one north, and it's actually a big one for them. Is there? Well, that's north of DeSoto where the other one's at. So depends where you live at. I call it north because I live in Festus. So whatever is the best for you. But that one, they have a bunch of different clubs that show up for that one. And then the next one is the next weekend, the Saturday, is our trunk or treat at the Quick Lane in DeSoto. And then that is our second year or third year of doing it down there, Tommy? Second year at DeSoto? Okay, so that's our second year down there. After that, we've actually paired up with Franklin County Jeep for a night run. It's their 4th annual zombie crawl. It's just pretty much a haunted Halloween night run for us. Their person that is doing sweatshirts is going to have our logo available. So if you want a sweatshirt with that zombie event, you can get it with our logo also. They're going to sell it just to our members with our logo, and that's it. It won't be for sale for anywhere else. After that, the next run is the Fall Colors Run. It's going to be at Moonlight. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the members only run next week is at Flat Nasty. November 2nd is our... Yeah, is anybody planning on going to that? I know we don't have there's not a lot of ticket sales for it. There's only about a dozen or so I've seen so far. Is anybody wanting to go, planning to go? Because we kind of got to nail some details down about that since it was kind of late and last minute. Anybody? Yeah, might. Okay, so we need to get ticket sales on that one for sure. That way we don't want to, I don't want to have, only 5 people show up for a members only run. If not, we'll figure something else out. It was just kind of, it fell late with the decision on that. So like I said, November 2nd is the Fall Colors Run. That's just going to be at Moonlight. We're just going to show up and have a day of wheeling out there at Moonlight on November 2nd. November 4th is our next club meeting. We'll meet here again. And then the December, okay, so there's November 28th to December 1st, there's a Hot Springs run. A bunch of people are going down to Hot Springs. It's not really a club event. It's just one of those annual events that people go to and meet up down there at Hot Springs. There's plenty of group chats if you want to go down there, comment or ask up. People kind of let you know who's all going to that. The next thing after that is December 12th. That is our Jeep van to Santa's Magical Kingdom. Mr. Lucky and his lovely bride, they are going to lead that for us. They've actually got us, they acquired us new parking. We're not going to park at the commuter parking lot this time. We're actually going to park at the Holiday Inn in Eureka. That way we're not having to get on the highway and almost cause 100 wrecks. It was kind of fun last year. It is a Thursday. We decided to do it during the week so we don't have a big of a line. That's another thing. We are also, if anybody has a contact, we're wanting to do a charity for this. We're wanting to basically do a toy drive for a family in need. So if you know somebody or you have a contact to an organization, we're looking for somebody or somebodies that we can kind of buy presents for and help somebody less fortunate, maybe even take them with us through the light run. So if you're interested in that, the event is posted. on there. If you have any more questions, talk to Lucky, or if you know any contacts of somebody needing, talk to Lucky or Amberly. And you can hear Lucky coming, so you'll know if it's him. So the Saturday after that is going to be our members-only Christmas party. It is going to be held at Hacienda this year. They are a sponsor of ours. They're opening up their whole back room, their whole patio, and everything for us. There will also be tickets sold again for this. This is basically just to count numbers. Again, you'll have the option to get your money back when you show up, or to go towards the 50-50 raffle towards another one of the Off-Road Association charities. So both those next two charities for that are going to be towards the off-road stuff. That and with everything else I talked about is all posted on our website. Foremost is on our website. We do also share it to Facebook, but the way Facebook is, it always bumps our stuff. So if you want to know about the events, check out our calendar. It is up through the rest of the year on the website. Also, I may have been persuaded or may or not to be next year on the board for events. If you know any, we're going to start doing blackout dates. If you know of a big event happening next year that you want to make sure we don't double book something like, you know, a Sand Hollow trip or, you know, the members only trip. If you know you got a big trip planned or another club trip, we're going to try to work around everybody so we can get as many people to show up to stuff as possible. If you know about an event like that, let me know so I can black that date out, and then we can try to get as many events where people can show up to, because we want people to show up. This is what we like doing, and we want to try to work around everybody as much as possible. I mean, I can only do so much, but no, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, your second marriage will tell but. Good thing Amberly's not here. She'd kill me. Any events that anybody wants to mention or bring up? Anybody got a pop-up? If you got a pop-up run, post them on there. I know we're going to be down at S'more myself in 2 weeks. Since I missed Jeepstock because stupid sicknesses, I'm going to S'more in 2 weeks. So if anybody wants to join us, we'll be down there wheeling. So if you have a pop-up, post it up on the page if you want people to join you. If you don't want people to join you, then don't post it. But if you want people to join you, post it up on there, and people will come out and hang out with you. All right, no other body wants to mention any events? Nothing? Nope, okay. Here's time, I tell you.
Sorry, he reminded me of the Christmas party that's coming up. I'd like to motion that, so first of all, in years past, our budget has been $5,000 to spend on the event. This year, we're not paying for food, is that what I understand? Oh, not paying for the venue. Thank you. So I still would like to motion that we spend the $5,000 that we have spent in years past, and that money will be going towards 12 Days of Christmas that we did last year. I don't know if you all had fun with that, where every day, starting December 1st, we picked a member and you were awarded a prize. And then we'll do raffle prizes at the event. So $5,000 going second. All in favor? All right. Anybody opposed? Thank you.
Awesome, that was cool. Oh, wow. Cool. Well, anything else that y'all wanted to cover tonight? By the way, my bride officially became her own member with her 95 YJ 2 nights ago. She is now a member all by herself of Midwest Jeepthing. Oh, no, she's been coming for 4 years. I don't think, he wanted you to, he's still bitter about me making fun of him a minute ago. So, at any rate, all right, did everybody sign in? Anyone, let me rephrase. Did anyone not sign in? Cool, let's give something away. Who, Colin, you got your fancy schmancy? How many we got? How many?
Hey Siri, give me a random number between 0 and 57. 17.
Bob Wilson. You just won a $25 gift card right here from our good friends at Roadhouse, Highway 61 Roadhouse. By the way, how did your servers take care of you tonight? Awesome. I was happy to see our favorite back. She always takes such awesome care of us. So make sure you tip them well. The food was amazing. I happen to like those burnt tips. They were pretty good. Make sure you hang out a little bit outside. Check out the Jeeps. You know, the Hellbent built Tanya's ride. Come out and check out Tanya's ride if you want to. I think that about covers it. If there's no other further business, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Huh? Mr. Non-Filter. All right, good deal. Anyone? Can I get a second? All right, all in favor? Not in favor? See you outside. Be safe getting home, everybody.